Heidi-ho, everybody, and thank you for joining me for the 5th? Probably last bonus episode where we go through some more of these these here dank-fangled Fate episodes. It is, of course, Granblue Fantasy. Yeah, for the second time in this game now, it really feels like the end of the world is upon us, and we shouldn't be dicking around having these fun little side stories here, but, is this quest turned inable? Hold on. It is! We destroyed 10 skeletons while fighting that one guy. Okay. Whoopsie daisy, I forgot to pick that up last time. Oh well. Right, yeah. We really shouldn't be dilly-dallying and reading a bunch of stories, but that's what I'm gonna do anyway, because it's a bonus episode, so it should be fine. Yeah. So, yeah, after we wrapped up the crazy encounter at the bottom of Seed Hollow Castle, a whole bunch of Fate episodes opened up. It was about time for some of these folks. But we are gonna start with Vane, because he's our newest addition to the team, as you may recall. So we're gonna do the same thing we did with Narmaya last time, which is we're gonna read up on his stories 0 through 2, and then we're gonna play through the other characters, and this could really take a while, so strap in, everybody. Well, I mean, the episode's out now, you're watching it, so you will know how long this is gonna be, this endeavor. I don't know, I'm just, like, prepping myself for the big ride. Let's get on it.
My dream is to become a hero.
Huh, he keeps varying, because I swear he was like a big old broseph on a couple of lines. He's totally like, yeah. Oh yeah, bruh, look at me being a hero. But now, okay, well I guess it's his like pensive monologue, so it probably deserves to be a little bit reserved.
I know. Kind of stupid, right? I get that you can't just snap your fingers and poof, you're in a cape with your first initial plastered over your chest.
That would be super.
But let's face it, the world we live in could really use some heroes. It's like every day I come across some new sad story. Where's the harm in wishing for more sunshine? Anyways, I know heroes really do exist. I was saved by one.
Oh?
Well, saved might be an exaggeration, but I was a timid little squirt, and he was always there for me. He was just so darn cool. I wanted to be brave like him. I wanted to protect people like him.
Cute.
Eventually, my hero left our hometown to become a knight. If I was going to follow in his footsteps, then that meant I needed to take up the old helm and armor too. I wasn't sure if a weak crybaby like me would ever amount to much. But hey, whoever changed the future by getting hung up on the past? You probably already figured this out, but this hero I've been talking about? None other than my childhood friend, Lancey.
Who?
And let me tell you, he's like something out of a fairy tale. Brave, smart, strong. Back in the day, all the grown-ups would call him a prodigy. If it wasn't for him, I might have never become the shining knight of Fiendrock that I am today.
Oh, Fiendrock. Okay, good. We got the pronunciation there. Very good. Also, oh, right. I think it's maybe Lancelot. Probably, because they were, yeah, the Knights of Fiendrock, the White Knights, whatever it was. Okay, that checks out.
Man, I still have a long way to go. I won't stop until I'm the best me I could possibly be.
Hell yeah! Getting a little bit brosephy there at the end. That felt like that was his whole backstory, right? yeah, there we go. Lancelot is name dropped right there. Very good. But usually it's been like the first 3 are the backstory, and then after that some kind of story set here in Zega Grande starts up. So, like, I don't know, but I felt like we just got his whole, like, dealio done there. Ah, well. Let's see. Let's play the couple anyway.
Here's a story from way before I became vice captain of the White Dragons.
Okay, this is a backstory thing still.
One day, I was waiting for Lancey at a harbor in Fiendrock. And hours passed and he still didn't show. I started to get nervous.
And that would be Lancelot in the background, I assume. He was the guy who dual-wielded, I think. Yeah.
The sound of the surf, which had been super calming until then, turned dark and whispery. Weird, but okay. Snooping around, I found out the true dragon Fafnir had returned.
Holy moly!
The royal powers that be were putting together a force to beat him. And of course, the person leading it was the captain of the White Dragons, Lancey.
Fafnir is in this, or a representation thereof. Okay. That's gonna be quite a fight.
My best friend was about to march into the jaws of a literal fire-breathing lizard. And he was gonna do it without me. I couldn't let that happen. In a panic, I started back for the capital. So there I was, rushing along, worried half out of my mind, when I met the Grand Cypher's captain for the first time.
Whoa, that was like a lot to replace Jita there. I mean, I get it, but...
Apparently, the crew was also headed for the capital of Fiendrock, so I told them to stick with me. More the merrier, right? Except, I wasn't exactly merry. And the captain could see that. Unable to stand it any longer, I spilled my heart out.
I wonder, well, I don't know how the particulars work, but, like, you know, what if you have Lancelot in your party by now? Or maybe you cannot get Lancelot in your party before you do Vane's quest. In the mobile game, I'm thinking, because this is now the backstory. Just, meh.
I talked about the divide between me and Lancey. About how all I ever wanted was to be there for him. On and off the battlefield. For every baby step forward I took, Lancey soared. I was weaker than him, ranked lower than him. I wasn't enough. And this whole Fafnir business had just driven everything home. Everyone had immediately gone to Lancey, asking him to lead the way, save the day. On the other hand, I didn't get so much as a backwards glance. So I was just some random foot soldier.
Oh, this poor guy. I'm glad I picked him up on the team. Here's another, like, sadly insecure guy. Kind of like Narmaya. So, you know, happy that he got to be the guy to rep the 4 pretty boy knights, as I dubbed them, here in my playthrough.
What? I didn't get to whine when my best friend was out there risking his life. I needed to stop feeling sorry for myself and put in the work so I could start feeling proud instead.
All right.
Lancey's a born fighter and a genius. He's also human. The pressure on him is crushing. I had to get strong enough to support him. Hearing this, Captain asked if I wanted to join the crew. Of course, I would never quit the White Dragons, but maybe a temporary change in direction was what I needed. I'd run myself into a rut. New scenery, fresh perspective. All part of a healthy breakfast for a growing boy like me.
Yeah.
So I took the offer, determined to go back to the White Dragons bigger and better than ever. But I digress. Back to the Fafnir problem. All you really need to know is, it's spiraled way out of control. The fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance kind of stuff. Thanks to Lancey and the captain, Fiendrock managed to find its way back to normalcy. Me? I've been changed forever.
This is yet another great moment in this game, just selling people who don't have the mobile game on. You want to check this shit out? You want to know how they fight Fafnir? I get it, yeah.
Though we'd been fighting a dragon, I ended up learning a lot about people. Strengths, weaknesses, what scared us, made us tick. Had some people pass out of my life and others come into it. My eyes were open to a lot of things. And not all of it pretty. But I'll take it. Because it's the sum of our experiences, the good and the bad, that make us who we are.
Huh. Okay. Very introspective. That once again felt like that was the capstone to his backstory. Like, really? Man, we can get all the way up to episode 5 with him. I guess. Yeah, alright. Well then, let's go one further still, although I'm very curious now what it's still gonna be. Oh, okay. This is an escalation.
Fast forward in time, and bam! Your boy Vane's vice captain of the White Dragons. Took big dreaming, a lot of hard work, and a hefty helping of best friend anxiety, but I got there. Now, don't get me wrong, rank, titles, all that stuff's just words, you know? What kid doesn't like getting a gold star?
Yeah.
And this was a big, shiny gold star that said, "Congratulations, you're on your way to becoming a hero."
Oi. Hey. What the?
Plus, now I got to be part of all the important
Controller freaked out again.
If
Great.
Lancey needed help, I'd be the first to know. For once, I was feeling pretty confident in myself. Vice captains have it tough, but I was more than happy to do the work. It wasn't all smooth sailing, though. After a few months, some nasty rumors began circulating through the barracks. People were saying I got my job through nepotism.
Oh no!
Just because I was friends with Lancey.
It does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
It was kind of a dark time. I've been trying to come up with things that I accomplished when I realized there were none.
Oh no.
At least, nothing that I'd accomplished on my own. This whole time, I'd just been riding on other people's coattails. The captain, as always, lent me a shoulder to cry on, and we agreed to meet up again in a few days. But when the time came, two, burlier figures were standing beside the captain, Siegfried and Percival.
The other two pretty boy knights? Oh no.
They were there to spar with me and judge, once and for all, if I deserved to be vice captain of the White Dragons.
So these four dudes really are connected, beyond just that they all kind of bled together when I was looking at that list of characters, huh? Interesting that the whole team has a representation in this game like this, you know?
I definitely teared up a little. These were two of the people I looked up to most in the world. They could take whatever I threw at them. My hopes, my insecurities, the lessons I learned. I put everything I had into that battle. And in return, Siegfried and Percival gave me everything they had. Fighting the two of them was as intense as you'd expect. But once I got over my throbbing calves and aching deltoids, I felt really lucky. I had good people looking out for me. They showed me how far I'd come. And I could go the distance. I went back to the castle determined to hide everything from Lancey. He had enough on his plate.
But as we can see from this image, things don't go quite that way, huh?
But you know how best friends are. Trying to keep secrets from them is like trying to hide an onion in a muffin.
I don't know. You could probably. Depends on how big a muffin.
He cornered me. So, with nowhere left to run, I spilled the beans. Told him how the rumors had drained my confidence, and I didn't feel good enough to be his vice captain. Or his best bud. I felt horrible. I had the greatest friends in the skies telling me they believed in me. And still, I couldn't believe in myself.
Interesting. I like that. That's a pretty realistic way for that to go down. Yeah.
Lancey waited for me to get everything off my chest before speaking.
Vane, I recommended you for vice captain because I considered you the most qualified. The motion passed because the king and the White Dragons felt the same way.
Oh, his voice is so cool.
And just like that, a weight was lifted. Seems like all I really needed was to know my best friend trusted me. And now that we re-established this trust, there was only one thing left to do. Beat each other silly.
Oh yeah, the manly thing to do.
We snuck out to the training grounds in the middle of the night and sparred until our legs gave out. Then, we lay spread eagle on the ground, looking up at the stars. Those little twinkling dots were so inspiring. They're out there, a gabillion miles away. But still, their light manages to reach us.
This is getting a bit subtexty.
My dream of becoming a hero might be far off. But if the stars can make the trip, so can I.
Did you at least hold hands? Okay, you're not going to tell me that part. That's fine. Okay, cool. Well, he had a colorful backstory. And then things become, I don't know, something starts happening over here. But let's back it up a little bit. We'll save him for last, like we did with Narmaya. To then figure out what's going on with all the other characters. Now, Katalina and Io have not really gotten anything. Yeah, we only got their backstories, I'm pretty sure. At least Katalina. Yeah. Now, should be fine. We can do 3 stories for her. I don't remember how to play with her at all, so we're gonna really be bumbling through the mission part of this, but I'll figure it out.
Sometime after the commotion at Tempeal, life in Folka began to struggle towards normalcy.
Oh, maybe that's why it took so long for us to get this story, because Lyria needs to be there, and they didn't want... the developers didn't want to spoil that, hey, you managed to save Lyria. Okay, sure. You had to be going there for a minute, developers. I definitely was wondering, are we going to be able to save Lyria? Yeah.
The breeze was soft and welcoming. I'd been blind to the city's charms before, focused as I was on rescuing Lyria from the Church of Avia. The sun watched over the victims of Furikin's rage as they raised new homes for themselves from the rubble. But once scars have set in, they are slow to fade. Here and there, the children of Tempeal labored with tools too large for their hands.
Uh-oh, child labor. That's a no-no.
I offered my aid, but the children said their work was their responsibility.
Shit, okay, if the kids themselves say so, who am I? Yeah.
As long as you're sure you'll be okay.
Some distance away, a small boy burst into a red-faced fit. Lyria and I rushed over, hoping to be of help.
That's it? Okay. Got an adventure for the kids. We gotta beat up a boss, apparently. You must play as Katalina for this quest. Yep. Can we swap out the captain for...
Crew is safe with me.
Swap out the captain for this mission? Can we just put in Ferry?
Do what I can to help.
We can. This was one of those missions where you can put anybody in there. Neat. Okay.
I was itching for some action.
Uh...
I'll give it my damnedest.
This is a pet-friendly mission, right?
Alright, I guess this is our mix-up we'll do with this mission. The lads with the guns and then Ferry coming in as well. Sure. Let's start this quest. I'm not going to bother putting too much. I'll just figure out how she played. I could have maybe looked at her combos at least to remind myself. Maybe I'll do that once we're in the mission.
Don't try and stop me! I have to do this!
He hurled his words like stones as he whipped into a run. Concerned, I asked a nearby man about the boy. He explained that the boy's sister was ill, and the lad was after the remedy. An herb called windcrest. The sickness was assumed to have died out hundreds of years ago, but had now returned to torment the child.
I feel like that would be a bigger issue for the entire community if a mystery illness from hundreds of years ago suddenly resurfaces. It wouldn't just be like, oh, that poor kid, hope he can save his sister. It'd be like, oh my god, are we all in danger? This freaking ancient virus is back, and I don't know if we're gonna survive. This could be a pandemic,
And if that's not enough, I heard the woods where windcrest grows have turned into a monster den.
Oh, that happens.
The boy had struck out alone. Folka had no soldiers to spare, for they were all dispatched to Tempeal for the reconstruction effort. No one was left to answer his pleas, but I would. In my heart, I vowed to bring back the child, and if possible, the herb too. I prayed only that I wasn't too late.
Okie dokie. Into the woods we go, lads.
Leave the front line to me.
Quest start.
According to that old villager, this is the place we want to be.
Perfect. Keep your eyes peeled for Windcrest.
Alright, got that dialogue there. Yeah, character details really quickly. Command list. So, regular ass fills up the Ares gauge, and Ares shows up when it's full. You can then just smash triangle once Ares is here. Alright, alright, alright. And she's got a... hold on, let me check those one more time. So, regular combos. There's a smash combo after 3 hits. Big finishers or just triples. Got it. She's got Heal, Frozen Blade, Winter's Rain, Emerald Shield. Let's quickly test those.
Frozen blade!
It's a projectile.
Don't get carried away.
Big old heal.
Stay alert.
Big old defense up. I know I'm wasting these.
Winter's reign.
Just to close into the enemy move. Got it. Just checking what these all do. I know it's a bit of a waste to, like, you know, use them here, but I'm hoping they'll be nearly filled up once we enter this fight. Which... Oh, okay, we just gotta look for this herb. Alright. Hold on, let's check over here. Might be something right here. Oops. Right in. That's our whirl shroom. That's not the wind crest. Alright. Alright, well, so far we just have an enemy. Ow!
I didn't see any the last time we were here.
Seems like they're attached to the wind crest. Maybe they can feel its power.
Sorry, not sorry.
Go.
Okay, I'm calling you Hellcat from now on.
No objections here.
Alright. Let's see, there's another little tendril area over here. Are you a wind crest? Ah, okay, so they're not marked on the map, which is going to make this a little tricky. We've got to watch for these bright red things, so this, I noticed this coming up here. I should have probably paid attention. Noticed in the corner of my eye, so I wasn't sure what it was. There we go. Here we are. Damn! I just cannot close in with these guys. They keep, like, you know...
Nice follow through.
Of course.
Shutting...
Keep it up.
Feelings mutual.
Keep shutting me down. There we go. I've been sand-tombed.
Thanks for stepping in, Eugen.
Don't mention it.
Ah! Jeez.
Ready yourself. Heal.
I needed that.
Well, we're kind of over level for these enemies, so this is going easily enough. Hold on, is that just a bunch of wind crest over there? Yeah, can I just...
We'll conclude this.
Not this time.
You got it.
Right up.
Excellent collaboration.
Gigi, you
Don't
did well
mention it.
too.
That one got me revved up.
Oh yeah, there's just a ton of wind crest over here. Well, this made this job very easy. Thank you. That's all the wind crest.
Be more than enough.
But we still haven't located the boy. What? Where is that
Ooh.
coming from?
I don't know, but it can't be a good sign. We better hurry.
Yeah, that was ominous. Let's get on a move. It's a rock
A
golem.
golem. So that's what was behind the tremors.
Crap, it spotted us. Get ready for a fight.
Let's party. Another one of these. Ooh! I was gonna say, I'll do fine, but apparently not. It's been a while.
Follow me. It's not over yet. Well done, Ferry.
You were amazing as well, Katalina.
I'll finish this.
Oh. Whoa, barely made it out on that one.
Ready yourself. Let's do this.
I heard Puritan's voice just now. I think that when Puritan covered this archipelago in thorns,
There we go.
power fused with the land.
Come in.
And
Nope.
the monster.
Just gonna call in Ares there. Ooh. Right, am I the only guy with heals in this team at the moment? So I should probably be watching my team's health too. Oof. Oh, that didn't help. Thank you, Raka. Oh, well, someone's got to heal then, huh?
Well, I'll be.
Yup.
Our next gift.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Are you injured?
Thank you.
They're open. On me.
All right, there we go. Now, let's do that. This is the Ares summon. Very good. Damn, Ares is going nuts on this guy. Very good.
Afford to let it bump free. Not while that boy remains missing.
Oh,
Full ice. My well-lived
give you this one to you as well. Rock Golem's a little bit higher level, but we're still got this guy's number pretty much.
Watch this.
Die antiken Kanone!
I'll cover you.
Aetherite Requiescent. Ooh, that's not an easy word. Alright, this golem got put down pretty good, but of course it gets its overdrive when its health is that low. If only I haven't gotten that kill in there. Ooh. Ooh, that was close. Oh. Darn. Oh man, I just got completely clocked on that one. When his overdrive patterns are pretty rough on this golem. Ferry, help me! Okay. Almost got this golem down, so... like so. Whew. Too bad about getting crumped twice in that fight, though, but... eh.
Is it safe now?
I recognize that voice.
Yay! Quest cleared. Good stuff.
With a final death knell, the golem stilled. The boy crawled out from the tall grass, and I pressed the wind crest into his trembling hand.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
That part too.
Save my sister. You're the best, lady.
He smiled at me, and with a great burden lifted from his shoulders, skipped the whole way back to Folka. As I watched his happy shuffle, I wished more joy and color into his life of toil, which had been covered by the dust of destruction.
Ooh, poetic. Nice. Hey, a sigil slot. Very good. Oh, we get kicked back all the way here. That's fine. Let's go find out how Katalina's sitch goes, because I'm pretty sure there was still one more thing that opened up here, and then we need to progress to the main story. I'm gonna guess this has to be like beat the game or something, because it's the last one there on her list. Everything else is just levels after that.
We made medicine from the wind crest you picked. The doctor said Hazel looks better every day.
Oh, it's kids writing. I was like, I have never heard this old-timey spelling of medicine like this. But no, it's just a kid with a less than perfect grasp of spelling.
This morning, she was able to get out of bed and do some drawing. She loves drawing pictures. Thanks again, Katalina. From Al.
And Hazel.
P.S. Please visit Folka when you have a chance.
Was that all? It was just a cute little letter from the kids? Alright. That was nice. Very good. Right. Well, that's Catalina's story. Well, hey, that was pretty much a good story arc, honestly. Then we go to Io, who is also all the way back here in episode 3. I hate you! I don't know. Whoa, okay. We can actually reach all the way up to 6 with her. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
While out running errands in Folka one day, I came across a crowd of people in the town square. But from the sounds of things, it wasn't a friendly get-together.
I hate you all! Mom, Dad, everybody in this stupid town!
Oh my god, so much attitude.
The boy shouted angrily at the adults and took off running, right into me. And we both landed on our backsides. Sheesh, watch where you're going, kid. And that's when I noticed the tears streaming down his face. He was clearly upset about something. Hey, you okay? The boy hopped to his feet without a word, shooting me a glare before sprinting away.
Ugh, maximum shit, kid.
One of the adults started to follow after him, but...
Please, Doctor, there's not much time.
the crowd stopped him in his tracks.
But I can't just... No, you're right. My patients need me. Forgive me, Lev.
The man closed his eyes, muttered something to the townspeople, and ran off in the opposite direction.
Huh?
Wait, that kid was crying. You're not gonna go after him? I shouted after the man's back, but he either didn't hear me, or pretended not to. Then I felt a gentle hand on my shoulder.
I'm sure he wants to, sweetheart. You see, that boy is his son.
The boy's name was Lev. His father was a doctor, with many patients needing urgent care. So he had no choice but to ask the townspeople to find a son for him.
Huh.
I knew I should mind my own business. I couldn't get the poor kid's face out of my head. He was probably hiding somewhere all by himself, crying his eyes out. I understood all too well how painful it felt to be alone. When Master Zaka reached out to me, it changed my life forever. Maybe it was my turn to do the same for someone else. I turned to ask the crew if we could join the search, but they were already gearing up to head after him.
Oh!
It seemed we'd all had the same idea.
At least, yeah, the people aren't super shitty here. That's good.
Just you wait, Lev. I thought to myself, I was gonna find him and put a smile back on his face. Even if it meant sticking my nose where it didn't belong.
Oh boy, alright. Well then, let's find out where this story goes, because then we need to do a horde thing. It's just a phase, Mom. You must play as EO for this quest. Alright. Can we switch up the party this time?
Where are we going?
Bring in Narmaya and Vane and I guess Katalina again. Sure.
Couldn't resist my help?
She was in the background in that video as well, so that last skit, so might as well bring her in. Ooh, I forgot to check her moves as well.
The villagers didn't seem too worried about Lev. According to them, he'd have to venture much deeper into the forest before encountering any monsters.
She had like a really patient gameplay style where you just kind of had to be still and like use her like ranged spell shots a lot to summon those like Orbeez, so we'll check how that worked again.
But that wasn't the issue. It seemed like nobody wanted to talk about why he'd run off in the first place. It was an obvious cry for help, and nobody was helping.
That is the big mystery here, yeah.
I went through the same thing back in the day. Even after I met my master, there were times when the loss of my parents was just too much to bear. I didn't go so far as to run from home, but I'd sit alone in the corner of my room, hugging my knees to my chest and crying. Whenever Master Zaka found me like that, he'd always perform a silly magic trick to cheer me up. Just like me, all Lev wanted was for someone to find him, to take his hand. So he went off on his own in the hopes that someone would come for him. I'm sure he knew it was selfish, but it was the only card he felt he had left. Do you think this means Lev doesn't want to live at home anymore? I had a feeling that wasn't the case. He's probably just going through a rebellious phase.
Oh, that's when kids start arguing and acting out, right? Katalina told me it's pretty common. Did you have a face like that?
Lyria's question was innocent enough, but I was too embarrassed to admit that I'd ever gone off alone because I wanted someone to pay attention to me. Heck no! That's not something befitting of a grown lady like myself.
Yeah, I was thinking this is kind of like why EO gets this story, being that her youthfulness is a central part of her like character story.
So what if I told a little lie? Our biggest concern right now was Lev, who was out there, probably crying with his back up against some rough, silent tree. He needed a friend, and I was more than determined to be one for him.
Okie dokie. Well, let's see how this goes.
This forest is as huge as ever. I sure hope Lev's okay.
Come on, we gotta find him, and fast!
Alright, team, let's get on it. So, EO. She's got concentration, freeze, gravity well, and lightning. Okay, gonna have to try to remember what those do. Command list. She's got basic gas combos. And if you charge them... No, Stargaze is chargeable. Okay. Okay, no, but if you hold it, you get a Mystic Orb, rather than just tapping those spells. Okay. She's got a very simple gameplay, like, in terms of, like, these abilities here. And, yeah, okay. Okay. Ooh. Nice, just giving a test here real quick how these abilities work. And then Focused out heart debuff immunity. Very good. Oh, that's a keep away spell. Nice. Big old gravity well probably shuts down enemies pretty good. And a big old AoE with lightning. Okay. Alright, I'm good to go. Back in this forest. Search for that there boy. Let's do it. Although I'm not recognizing the terrain every time we come in these forests. I do wonder if there's like different forest levels, actually. I'm not a hundo sure on that, but...
Wait, we're still on the edge of the forest, right? What are goblins doing here? This is all
Yep. Okay, team got the bad guys pretty good. Didn't need to do my big old stargaze, huh? Hey, I got 3 Orbeez already.
Watch out for the flyers! We're gonna need that magic of yours, yo! Wind in the
There's the bad guys. I was like, where is the enemy? There we go! Ooh, that was a nice blast. That was a really awkward place, that horn bird. Oh. Okay, that was easy enough. You know, I do kind of recognize this level now. This was like the really early part of that first level, because I remember seeing this site and just being like, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Which I still am, to be honest. Like, this game just really stunning, but like...
That's a lot of monsters. Guess we'll just have to take them all out. I'm on it, frozen way.
Oh, alright. Probably should have... Probably should have stopped that earlier, huh? Alright, got maximum stargaze. There we go.
The honor's all mine.
Sorry, I'm just figuring out how to play with her a little bit here. Haven't really used these skills either, so gotta think about when to use those. Didn't say boss, so maybe we don't need to expect a big old final enemy, like, but there might be a big brouhaha once we find this kid, so then we might need to start chucking these spells out. You uggos! Ow! There you go, witch doctor. Nice. Ooh, hold on. Didn't even land that lightning. What the heck? Oh, because I used gravity well. My bad. I meant to use lightning to clear those bad guys. Ooh, that gobbo nearly got me. Ow! Hold on now. Oh! Oh, we win. Okay. Was that all? That was a very quick fight.
You're gone now. You okay?
Yeah. Don't get carried away.
My thanks.
There was somebody. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, right. Because I'm not playing Katalina anymore, so now she's a healer. Alright. Well, that was a quick affair. Which is fine with me.
We were lucky we found Lev when we did, or he would have been Monster Chow. But before we could talk to him, the town watch came hurrying over.
Lev, your parents are worried sick about you. Come on, let's go home.
Lev looked away, ignoring the old man's outstretched hand. I could imagine how he was feeling, being treated like he was selfish and immature, when all he wanted was someone to sit down and talk to. The man sighed and scratched his head in frustration.
Your mom and dad are fine people. Try being a little more considerate, okay?
Lev immediately bristled at those words, breaking his silence.
What do you know? This is all your fault!
Oh boy, this really isn't our drama, to be honest, but here we are.
Knocking the man's hand out of the way, he turned and ran deeper into the forest.
Ah, jeez.
It was like watching a scene from my own past, but I wished he'd get a grip already. The deeper he went into the forest, the more likely he was to get attacked. We had to hurry.
Oh boy, and there's like still a couple more parts to this that we can find out about.
Good day.
Man, sympathy for the shit kid? Unbelievable. Well, I can live with the thought. Let's see how this ends for poor Lev. There he is, it's fine. Trick and treat?
We all split up to search for Lev so we could cover more ground. I didn't see any trace of him at first, so I thought I must have gone the wrong way. But then I noticed footprints that looked like someone had slipped over a nearby ledge. And sure enough, when I peeked down, I saw a familiar figure sitting hunched over, knees to his chest. He looked a little scraped up, but didn't seem to be hurt badly. I was just glad I'd managed to find him still in one piece.
Hey, yeah. My controller's acting weird today.
When I told him I was a Skyfarer, he immediately burst into tears of relief. I could tell he was upset with the villagers about something, and that's why he couldn't be honest with them. But as an outsider, I thought I might have a chance. Watch closely. I'm gonna cast some special magic just for you. It was time for one of my master's patented magic tricks.
I see, that's why it's trick and
I
treat.
showed Lev my empty palm before covering it with a handkerchief. I flung the cloth away, and voila! There was a piece of candy in my hand.
Oh, that'll make any kid happy. That's really cool.
Wow, candy! Here, you can have it. After devouring the candy, he finally calmed down.
Devouring.
Thanks. Normally, that would have been enough to lift any kid's spirits. But his face fell again as quickly as it had lit up. I guess he really doesn't want to go home. I decided I wouldn't leave him until there was a smile back on his face.
Okay, well, I'm glad we unlocked this episode 6, because I really gotta know what's wrong, what's up this kid's craw. We gotta figure this out, guys. He's got a cool hat and a cool ascot.
We were still deep in the woods. I decided to ask Lev up front. Why did you run away?
Yeah.
He hesitated at first, but after seeing that I was serious, he started to open up.
My mom and dad used to work as doctors in Tempeel.
Back then, all had been well with their family. But when Furikin went berserk, they lost their home and ended up moving to Folka.
Aha!
And that was when things started to fall apart. His parents began to spend all of their time tending to patients who were affected by the disaster, with hardly a moment's rest. Lev watched as his mom got paler and the black circles under her eyes grew darker and darker. He begged her to take a break, but it was no use. Eventually, she collapsed from overwork.
Oh, wow, okay.
I told her she wouldn't be able to help people anymore if she got sick. She just wouldn't listen to me.
And here I thought he was just a kid going through a rebellious phase. That wasn't the case at all. That's really grown up of you, Lev. You're just worried about your mom and dad, huh?
Yeah.
After hearing Lev's explanation, I finally understood how he felt. I knew how hard it was watching people you cared about pushing themselves too hard. I couldn't stand to see my master doing it either.
Interesting.
And that's exactly what was going through Lev's mind. He wasn't being selfish. Everything he did, it was because he loved his parents.
Okay, well, I'm very glad we found out the explanation. I'm curious how that story ends, but unfortunately, we can't know what that is because episode 7 is, in fact, locked away. Right, then... Yeah, still quite a bit to go here, everybody. Let's keep trucking. Rosetta, who... Let's see... we can only get the next 3 bits for this, but it's another mission, sure enough. The Phantom Girl. Right, we never found out Rosetta's, story here either, so let's figure out what that is. It really was tied to Lyria, getting this these chapters open for these characters.
Seed Hollow. A certain request made its way into our hands. We were to inspect sightings of a mysterious young girl near the Seed Hollow Castle.
Oh, well, actually, this one might be we needed to do the castle level, huh?
You don't think she's a ghost, do you?
Ugh.
I put a hand on Lyria's shoulder to comfort her, and asked the client for more details. According to reports, the young girl appeared to be looking for something. Workers helping with the castle's restoration effort would attempt to approach her, but she would vanish before they could get close.
Okay, that does sound like a ghost. Yeah, I think Lyria's onto something here.
Each sighting would spook another handful of builders, until there weren't enough hands to complete repairs.
Holy moly, a scary girl that disappears. I ain't never seen anything like that in this field of business.
By all accounts, it seemed to be a ghost. Of course, I couldn't admit that to Lyria. It was not uncommon for spirits to take refuge in ancient ruins or castles, and play tricks on any unfortunate souls passing by.
Yeah, I was gonna call shenanigans if she was gonna say, like, I can't let Lyria think there's ghosts, of which there are no such things, seeing as we have a dead girl hanging out in our team.
They were almost never malicious, even friendly sometimes. However, we couldn't take our chances. I just wished we had more information to work with. There was something familiar about this story. I just couldn't quite put my finger on it.
Okay, and I guess then, yeah, we're going in the castle ghost hunting. Fantastic. Oh, I didn't... Wait a second, there's 2 progress through the main story bits for Rosetta. I didn't even notice that. Never mind, everybody, we are not going ghost hunting yet. That's crazy. How is there 2 points here? That's bizarre. Alright, well... Let's find out. Charlotta. Let's see now. Yeah, we're only going to get 1 for her, too. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. All right, well, let's find out what Charlotta's story potentially could be. Oh, a Zothpa guy. Okay. The Holy Knight and the Bad Boy.
One day, when I was visiting Seed Hollow on business, I espied a young man crouched in a corner of the central plaza. There was no mistaking his mussed hair, a style rebellious youth call the Mohawk, and surly face. Here was Sir Soupstock, helmsman of the family Zothpa.
I wonder how he earned that name. I hope it's not his actual last name. I would feel rather bad.
Is something the matter? The lad met my inquiry with a scowl.
What the hell are you looking at? Beat it, kid.
Hold on a sec. Ain't you a part of that crew?
Assured of my goodwill, Sir Soupstock unfolded his troubles. Whilst making his usual rounds squaring away accounts, the lad had met with some resistance. One of their clients, a nobleman disdainful of Sir Soupstock's low birth and tender age, had refused to pay.
I'm an officer too, you know. Got my own grunts working under me, good people. But we're dealing with the real frilly pants, blue-blooded noble here. Any attempt to rough him up, it's straight to the slammer.
'Twas a treacherous path, Sir Soupstock added. A single misstep, and it was his reputation in the mud.
Okay.
Hearing this, my heart went out to him, for I knew what it was like to feel green and small, with judging eyes upon me. I offered him my aid.
I appreciate the thought, but no offense. You look like a kid. If I bring you on my rounds, they're gonna change my name from Soupstock to Laughingstock.
I mean, it's not that much of a downgrade, but...
At that moment, a servant arrived, bearing a message from the nobleman in question. It read, "I've decided to pay. Meet me at the following location." This whole affair was starting to smell ranker than a goblin's breath. He could just as easily have sent money with the servant. Why go through the trouble of arranging yet another meeting?
Sounds like a freaking setup.
There was mischief afoot, and I resolved to accompany Sir Soupstock to stop it in its tracks.
Okay. Interesting intrigue with Charlotta's story. Real shame that we can't jump into that one. I would have been curious. Ah well. Now then we also have something for Ferry. I wonder what this could be, because... Oh, once again, we're only going to get just a morsel here. We just haven't progressed enough. We actually did a boss fight last time, remember? Ferry's story was that she was helping that lady who wanted to knit a warm, like, scarf or something, I think. And we went and killed a big old Inferno dial, whatever the hell it was called, to get the materials. So, let's go.
We made another pit stop in Seed Hollow.
which gave me the chance to check up on Malfira and her progress with the blanket. Lyria and Vern came with me, and their eyes lit up when they saw her intricate embroidery, just like mine did that first sunny day.
Right, it's been a while now. Yeah, I remember that we already did deliver the, like, supplies, so yeah, okay, a little time skip here makes sense.
Though I hadn't known Malfira for very long, I felt a kinship with her, and I liked to watch her determination evolve with each new stitch. But most of all, I liked that her kind smile, maternal and comforting, was always able to put me at ease. I'd never met anyone so genuine. In fact, nor had my pets.
Who's a spooky boy? Yes, you are.
Malfira playfully scratched behind Beppo's ears. The mood was light, so I decided to learn a little more about my friend. I noticed you're in the Central Plaza quite often.
More or less. I don't have much else to occupy my time. Not with that silly boy still playing in the sand.
Huh?
Malfira's partner was a geologist on dispatch in Dali.
Oh.
Extended dispatch, it seemed.
Okay, it was a little weird line, but sure.
Dali was an island of deserts, with bitterly cold nights. To Malfira, a cozy blanket seemed the perfect way to combat the harsh environment.
Maybe it won't be necessary. He's coming back for a visit on the Airbus next month, and I'm about to burst with excitement.
Her joy should have been infectious. Try as I might to put on a brave face, my heart sank at her words. The Airbus from Dali? Of course.
What? What's wrong with the Airbus at Dali? What? Okay, this one rankles me. I really would have liked to know what the problem there was, but here we are then. No requirements met, so yeah, not good. Next up, well, this actually is going a lot faster than I thought, because so many of these have been just single chapter editions. Okay, yeah. I mean, we're still going pretty long here, but, you know. Unless Vaseraga and Vane hit me with a ton of content, you know, it'll be fine. Let's see, with Vaseraga, yeah, we'll only get another update to him. Like, yeah, we saved that lady in the forest by playing a ridiculous gauntlet. I'm over-exaggerating it, but, like, it was a surprise after all the, like, team fights in this game to really have to learn to play solo with a character who kinda needs a lot of support healing-wise with his, like, rather blunt, tanky gameplay style. So that was something. That was tricky. But I got through it. Well, here we are.
Curious about the girl in her garden, I headed once more toward the forest on the outskirts of Folka.
I never had a chance to thank you for the other day.
Though she was more lively than before, her spirit was clearly drained.
I guess it feels wrong to call you Mr. Reaper now.
The name's Vaseraga. The girl introduced herself as Irene. As she spoke, I noticed her wrist was wrapped in a bandage. I asked if she was injured, but this caused her to grimace.
Oh, this? It's fine. I just, cut myself, is all.
Cut myself into pieces!
In a thinly veiled attempt to change the subject, Irene offered me some juice made from homegrown fruit.
Yeah.
This is the least I can do to thank you. Do you want to drink some together?
Apple. Not bad. We sat at her table and began to chat. She told me that she hailed from Grossgard, a small region near Seed Hollow. Having just moved to Folka, she was still a new face to the locals. Do you take care of the garden by yourself?
Yes.
Tense. Holding in on herself like a withering flower, she became the complete opposite of the girl I watched happily watering her plants.
Interesting.
But it was not her forlorn expression that gripped me. It was the mist. Ever her formless companion, a swirling miasma seemed just beyond her perception. There were far worse things in the skies than a little smoke, but I knew this was more than it seemed.
Oh yeah, there was something about her being cursed or something. Right.
Mind if I stop by again? I could visit between requests. I wanted to help her, but not out of a misguided sense of obligation. I just wanted to make sure she never forgot what it was like to smile.
Aw, what a big softie. I love this man. Alright, well, can't know how that goes either, but yes, now let's wrap it up where we started today's bonus episode by doing Vane's story. So today we'll be able to do... quite a bit, actually. He's getting a nice 4-episode serving, so we're still in it for a bit here, guys. Like, yeah, I'm not super surprised. I figured, like, law of probability means at least somebody else would also get as big of a serving of missions as EO did, so that's fine. But hey, I was prepped for sitting here for a while going through these, but, you know, I don't mind that a lot of these went snappily. Well, I do mind in that there were some tantalizing plot lines that did not get resolved in any, you know, reasonable way, so that's gonna rankle a little bit, but so it goes.
So this next adventure began on a day in Zega Grande like any other. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and I was soaking up some rays after a pleasant morning of grocery shopping. That's when I heard it.
Long live the Blue Sky Knights!
Though?
Yes, the fierce cry of a child in its natural habitat. Enough to strike fear into the heart of any.
He's such a goober. I love it.
I've never seen you around here. Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
Oh, imagine if his mission is we just beat up a bunch of kids. That would be weird.
Knights, assemble! Cannonball formation!
And not very appropriate either, so I really hope that's not actually the case.
They came hurtling at me, faster than the wind. I stood no chance.
We're the Blue Sky Knights, servers of justice and roasters of villains. Who goes there?
But all jokes aside, these tykes were adorable. Reminded me of my own days playing Knights and Dragons.
Yeah.
With both hands in the air, I thought long and hard about how to respond. I for sure didn't want to pull out my usual, I'm Vane, Vice Captain of the White Dragons.
Yeah, no, he's gotta play the role of villain for these kids.
I mean, capturing a real knight while playing make-believe could be an awkward sitch for the kids.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
But it also wouldn't be right to lie.
Oh no! Alright, his knightly vows. Well, well, well. This is a problem.
Then, a candle lit up over my head. I'm Vane, the wayfaring chef.
That's a choice.
Wait, you're a chef? That means you're an expert at brewing stews and baking pastries, correct?
I blinked. I hadn't expected such an energetic response.
Yeah, not going according to plan, this one.
What? Oh yeah, and I've got the proof right here. I pulled out a bag of cookies, which may or may not have been meant for Vern and Lyria, but they'd understand, right? I'll bake them some more.
Cute.
Anyways, passed out the cookies, and in the space of a few bites, the tots were leaping around like it was their birthday. And yes, before you say anything, I do realize that bribing the future defenders of our sky with munchies might not have been the best for character building. But you should have seen their smiles.
Okay, I'm very curious how this now leads into like a playable mission. Explore Vane the Squire. Alright, I guess we've been recruited in the kids' gang, maybe, is what's going on. I wonder what explore means in this case. Mysterious. Alright, Vane, one more time, everybody. The lad. Oh, it's a solo mission. Well then. Alright, now let's remind. I've just played him recently, so I remember him fairly well, but let's remind ourselves of his tricks real quick like here. So he's got the beatdown meter, which grows with your triangle ones, which you can actually do 2 of, and you need to do 2 of if you want to get the beatdown meter filled up. Alright, I think I got this. But yeah, solo, eh? We'll see how this goes.
You have some potential, Sir Chef. I'll let you cook for us as our square. I'm Steve, by the way, captain of the Blue Sky Knights.
Cute.
We were on to headhunting already? These kids didn't mess around. I'm honored, Captain Skip. But to tell the truth, I'm kind of busy right now.
Yeah, I think we're wrapped up a little too deep in these kids' games now.
Oh no. They were hitting me with the pout of despair and the eyes of the puppy dog. I bit my lip. This little game wouldn't take too long, right? Still, it has always been my dream to cook for the Blue Sky Knights. Squire Vane, at your service. I just didn't have it in me to rain on their parade.
Yeah, cute.
After dubbing me in a formal ceremony, Captain Skip raised his tiny fist in the air.
Got our chef! Next we have to search for a base. Split up, soldiers! We meet back here in 1 hour!
1 hour? Oh man, we can't play for 1 hour.
The rest of the kids responded with a rousing cheer. And then, they were off.
Hey, Sir Chef! That means you too!
Aw, jeez.
I saluted. Couldn't disobey direct orders from a commanding officer. Anyways, I still had time to spare. I was gonna find these kids the coolest base ever.
I wonder if we're gonna be running around in town then. Oh, no, no.
Yeah, they won't know what hit them.
Definitely in the forest. Once again, the...
Captain said there's some good spots around here. Just gotta make sure they're safe.
Okie dokie, well let's do some inspecting then. The snug alley, the scenic mesa. Oh, this is one of them.
Shady and secure is good, but hard pass on the claustrophobia.
Okay, so we're just running around and like checking places out. Okay, scenic mesa, roots of a giant sacred tree, elevated plaza, sunny cliff. Okay, this world doesn't have like a ton of landmarks. This world, this level, this forest. So I'm not sure if I can figure these ones out, but I'll do. Looks like... Seems pretty straightforward because, like... You know, we can't go this a ways. It's a marker saying we can't. Also, now I'm recognizing the same levels. This is where we came in through the Katalina mission. One of the wind crests was in that nook over there. So, yeah. My initial impression, because... This level's bigger than I remember, so there were more sequences than I remembered, but yeah, no, they're definitely reusing the level geography. Ooh. Okay, let's not go that way. Is this something? The spot over here? I wonder if there's just no enemies to fight, because it did say explore instead of, like, horde.
No place.
Or something. Yeah. That was a scenic mesa, but maybe a little too scenic for those little kids. No! I'm once again proven wrong.
Looks like this place is already occupied.
Big old wolves. Alright, alright. Which one of you wants to go first? Okay. Oh god, got one hit in. I was doing real good there, too. Alright, see, look at me doing those big old blocks.
And dusted.
Sick.
Now, let's look for safer real estate.
Beatdown meter still a little low there. There's only a couple of wolves there. Next up on the itinerary, if these are in order, there's a giant sacred tree with some roots, huh?
More monsters. This is definitely not a kid-friendly joint.
Oh boy, we got flyers now. Oh, that's so many enemies. Hold on now. Did I miss something on the way? Probably not. What? I combed this through pretty well. Concerned I missed something in this little corridor here. I guess not. Let's just carry on. Alrighty, alrighty. There we go. Nice. Oh, okay, got clipped. I thought I could take that one out. Come on. Didn't feel a thing. Nice.
I think I might be in monster territory.
That went pretty good. I like that. I took a few licks there that I didn't really need to take, but went fine. My health is doing pretty good, too. I guess I'm a little over-leveled for these enemies, is kind of what's doing that. Sorry, I'm really checking for these, like, landmarks. I feel like this level's gonna end soon. Oh, are we doubling backwards, actually? Interesting. Because this looks like the trail I took with Io, but, like, going reverse now. Interesting, interesting. Alright. That is also throwing me off a little bit. These routes. Really? This looks like a spot that would have something. Alright, I see that guy.
Ooh, it's a party up in here. It looks like I wasn't.
Ooh, actually didn't finish that wolf off. Oh yeah, they're only level 19. I just now noticed. No wonder I'm cleaning house with these guys. Ugh. Nice, that tracked really well, that
That's over. Back to the search.
That final triple move there. Very cool. No? What is the giant sacred tree? I ain't got a clue. This one? This is a giant tree. Oh, nice!
Spacious, but a dead end like this could be dangerous.
That was the giant sacred tree. All right. Very glad I'm checking these spots carefully. Now we're looking for an elevated plaza and then a sunny cliff. It certainly looks sunny over there. This isn't a plaza, apparently. How am I supposed to know what a plaza looks like? Because it's not going to be like a...
Monsters, perfect size and location?
Wait, this is it?
I think I see a path on the other side of that thicket. I bet it leads to Folka.
Oh, did I sequence break and just check? No, that was the elevated plaza. Okay. Huh? Okay, we didn't even need to check the cliff. All right. Hey, kids. Look at him. So proud of himself.
Captain Skip, I think I found it. I led the kids to a sweet glade I discovered in the woods.
Definitely pretty close to monsters, though. It wasn't very far away that I beat up those wolves, so I'm not sure about this.
It was right next to a big thoroughfare, so they wouldn't have to worry about monsters or getting lost. I mean, if I could find my way back, then anyone could. Still, the place was surrounded by some nifty bushes and trees that shaded it from prying eyes. All in all, I think I did pretty well. And, judging from all the frolicking going on, the Tykes agreed. Captain Skip pulled out a handmade flag that he'd apparently just been carrying around and stuck it in the ground.
What a hero.
This land is now the hideout of the Blue Sky Knight!
And sure, the thought, technically knights don't have hideouts, flashed into my mind, but you can't expect kids to know that. Actually, you know what? These Tykes might be onto something. Maybe I should ask Lancy for our own secret base later.
Oh my god, he's such a grown-up kid. Vane here.
Anyway,
I love it.
Being, I was in what had to be one of the top 10 hideouts in all the skies. I found a nice, plush patch of moss and plopped down. It was a good day.
Vane, what about your urgent, pressing business? Oh, you dingus. Alright, we got a nice sigil slot there. And there is still a couple more Vane stories to clear here, so let's go. Life lessons. I wonder what that could be. Still with the kids, eh?
Every time the crew touched down in Folka, I would make a beeline for the Blue Sky hideout.
What? Okay, it's getting a little weird now, Vane.
Half of it was me being a responsible adult and wanting to make sure the Tykes were okay. But there was also the call of duty. Wouldn't be much of a chef's square if I let the troops go hungry, would I? Don't worry, I didn't stuff the kids with just carbs. I also fed them knowledge. Things like what fruit to eat, what shrooms and plants were poisonous, how to tell if a flower had edible nectar, and where to hide from monsters. Lesson number 1, though, was how to locate drinkable water.
These are some advanced survival techniques.
The kids were living on the edge of a forest, after all. One day, this information could save their lives. For now, at least, it was all in good fun. And the Tykes were loving it. Whenever I gave them a demonstration, they'd rush to repeat it. 9 times out of 10, they'd fail, but instead of getting discouraged, they started a race to see who could get it right the fastest. And I'd always get this strange feeling that I'd traveled back in time. Back to when I was a squire, a Fiendrock, just beginning to discover the world.
Huh.
Hey, Sir Chef, see that bug up there? You think you can catch it?
Oh, it's my controller being weird again. Hey, come on. I don't know what's happening today. Sorry, everybody.
Gather around, knights. So, this little guy is super good at sensing monsters. Whenever danger approaches, he's the first to hide. There's actually a rhyme about it. Goes, bug on tree, monster free. Bug in ground, monsters around.
Wow, just lessons all the time.
Those kids were the most inquisitive students you could hope to meet. Soaked up knowledge like a sponge. If I had to choose just one lesson I wanted them to take away, though, it would be know when to ask for help. Because reaching out to others isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of trust. And without trust, you can't build an order of knights or any relationship.
Huh.
Growing up doesn't mean you have to solve all your problems alone. I hoped the kids wouldn't lose sight of that, as I once did.
Oh. Oh, yeah, because he had the whole, like, oh, man, I don't want to be in Lancelot's shadow thing going on. Yeah, I get that. What makes the knight true? I know I could... That seemed like another good capper on a story, so I wonder where this keeps on going. Apparently with this kid not feeling good.
One sunny afternoon, I was heading to the woods with the Tykes when I saw a boy crouched in the shadow of the city walls.
A new kid, okay.
Who's he? An innocent question. But Captain Skip glowered and folded his arms.
Oh.
Just some weirdo from Tempeel. He always looks like his balloon just popped. Once, I asked him if he wanted to be a knight, and he started crying. It's probably better to just leave him alone.
Man, kids are cruel.
Skip ended this bit with a snort that said, "And that's that." But I couldn't help glancing back at the boy. There was something about him that seemed so lonely. Hey, Captain Skip, this is just my humble opinion, but isn't the duty of a knight to help people? Especially those who kinda sorta look like they might be in need.
Hot damn.
At this, Skip's face puckered up so hard, you'd have thought I squeezed lemon juice into his mouth.
Lemon!
I got where the little dude was coming from, though. It wasn't always easy to do the right thing. But that's what made it so rewarding.
You're not wrong, Sir Chef. Defending justice means defending the weak.
Skip dashed over to the city walls. After what looked like a pretty one-sided conversation, he came back with the boy in tow.
Say hello to the newest member of the Blue Sky Knights!
I couldn't keep from smiling. In that moment, Skip and the lonely boy were the mirror image of Lancey and me when we were kids.
Huh. Okay. Very cute. Well then. You know, I really like how the energy of all these stories are like, you know, everybody's kind of doing their own thing when they come to town. Because all of these are like, we stopped by in town after going out doing who knows what. And while I was on town, I got, you know, I got up with such and such stuff. And, you know, it's kind of neat because it just kind of makes everybody feel like their own character, you know, like everyone's, you know, operating independently. Like they really are like their own characters instead of just satellites for Jita or the broader main character selection, you know? So these are really charming, and it's a shame that we come to the end of them, you know? I won't say that we won't be hit by another one of these, and I might play more of these, but assuming we are wrapping up the game pretty soonish, I'm just gonna say right now that, like I've said before, I don't really plan on playing this game past the main story. Like, whatever robust post-game there is in this, I don't think I'll be putting time into that. At least not recording it, I don't think. So, unfortunately, that probably means that we are going to miss out here on this channel from the end of all these quests, because it's not just that, like, I need to play post-game. I mean, like, I'd really need to play it like gotta get everybody to level 60 to get these stories rocking. That's like, well, okay. Actually, the levels come surprisingly fast, at least for Jita. 15 levels off, so not the worst thing in the world. But I'm just very anti-grind, I'm sorry to say. So I'm not really... We'll have to see what the situation is at the ending, you know, when it eventually comes up. But I'm saying right now that this might unfortunately be the end. So if you are super captivated by these Fate episodes, well, this is like me and this game constantly trying to sell the mobile game on me. I'm not just going to have to sell this game on you. You'll just have to, like, jump in there and play this for yourself. And what are you looking at, Lyria? Can I help you? No? Okay. Good. And she really is short. She's shorter than Lyria. How is that possible? Good lord. Alright. Anyway. Yeah, like, although I feel like, judging from some of the comments I've been reading that I've been getting for this series, I really get the impression that the people watching this really know this game and this series in and out. So I don't think I need to be telling you folks to play this game. I think you have done that plenty already. So I guess I can only offer my profuse apologies, because I guess you're tuning in to find out what my impressions are with all these stories, and it seems we might be coming to an end with them on these Fate episodes. But I hope you'll at least enjoy next week when we continue the main story and see how it goes from there on. And, you know, I'll write out the main story for sure, and hope it'll be groovy. Yeah, so, thank you so much. Catch you all for that next week. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye.